Hi guys, it's Mary. I'm the Frugal Chef. Hey, let's make a quiche, okay? You know, I like making quiches because you can put just about anything you want in them. So let's make this. I'm going to make my dough for the quiche in my food processor. If you don't have one, you're going to have to do this by hand. I got a message or a comment on one of my videos this week from somebody that said that she doesn't have one and doesn't know anybody that does. So, okay, if that's the case, you're going to have to, work your flour and salt and butter with a couple knives until you have a breadcrumb consistency. I'm going to use the food processor. I'm going to cheat. I have 1.5 cups of flour in here and half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add really cold butter to this. Cold is the key to these doughs. I have the equivalent of half a cup or 100 grams of butter here. And I'm just going to cut it like this. I took this out of the freezer, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago. So it's still firm and cold. I'm going to go ahead and pulse this until I have breadcrumb consistency. See how I have, little like lumps in there? That's how I want this to be. Now I'm going to start adding ice cold water to this, a tablespoon at a time. Alright, check it out. We have a nice ball of dough. It took 7 tablespoons of ice cold water. Go ahead and do it like that, one at a time, because you don't want to get it too wet. And of course you don't want it dry. This is perfect. I'm going to wrap this in plastic and put it in the fridge. It's going to be in there for at least 30 minutes and then we'll assemble our quiche. I'm going to go ahead and roll out my dough. And just line my pan. I'm using a tart pan for this. It's not very deep. It's shallow and round. You can go ahead and use a pie shell, a pie pan for this if you'd like. So I'm just gonna roll this out and put it in there, and I'll see you. I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess dough with my kitchen scissors. And just press the dough against the dish, kind of with your thumbs. Squeeze it against that pie dish. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze the extra dough I have. Next time I make a pie, I'll use it for decorating the top or the sides or something, but I won't throw it out. I'm now just going to prick a bunch of little holes at the bottom of my pie. Let's fill this. I have 6 eggs in here, a cup of milk, and a cup of cream. You could do this only with milk if you would prefer. That's fine. I'm just going to whisk this until it's all nicely mixed. I'm going to add a cup of shredded yellow cheese to this. This is not cheddar, although it looks like it. You can use cheddar if you want. This is just a cheese down here that they make called quartirolo. It has 4 different kinds of cheeses in it. But go ahead and use cheddar if you would like. And I'm going to add half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. That's obviously freshly shredded. I'm going to put a teaspoon of prepared mustard into this. Mix that. Little bit of black pepper. There's all kinds of things you can add to this. You could leave it like this and put it in the pie shell. Or you can add a bunch of other stuff like we're going to do now. I'm going to add the greens of 2 scallions, about half a tablespoon of thyme leaves, a cup of spinach leaves which I just cut, into long pieces, and a cup of mushrooms that I chopped finely. If you wanted to leave it vegetarian, you could stop there. Other things you could add here: broccoli, zucchini, asparagus. If you don't want it to be vegetarian, you can add bacon or ham. I'm going to add a cup of little chopped pieces of ham in here. I'm not going to salt this because of all the cheese in there. Okay, let's fill our pie shell. Finally, I'm going to top this with some more of that shredded Parmesan cheese. I have an oven heating at 375, and I'm going to put this in there, and it's going to bake for a good 30 minutes. Parmesan cheese can be expensive in some places, and one thing I never compromise with is my Parmesan cheese. I hate that ground powder that they sell for spaghetti. However, you could use another different cheese for this to top it, and even to put inside the quiche. You want a cheese that's going to melt nicely and that's not very strong in flavor. So, you know, you could use a Gruyere. You could use pure cheddar on the whole thing. You can even use Monterey Jack or Colby cheese. I don't know, you know, see what's for sale in your supermarket and use that. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven and I'll see you when it's done. And here it is, my friends, our quiche. It looks so good. I'm going to wait for it to cool down. I baked it on a baking sheet and it's good. It was in the oven baking for about 40 minutes and then I broiled it, you know, on the lower shelf for about 10. What you need is to get those eggs set. You know, you put a knife through there. If they're not wet anymore, your quiche is ready. Come to the website, my friends. This recipe will be there with all kinds of other frugal recipes. Eat well without going broke. I'm going to see you guys soon.